friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video I'm going to be putting together my first spread using the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit that is November themed. So for this particular kit, I have taken some of the journaling cards and cut them apart. So this right here was a 4x6 card that I took, trimmed all apart to use some of it for a different spread, and then I have two pieces remaining, which are both roughly about 4 inches by 1.5 inches, something in there. Then I have two pieces of this orange polka dot-ish type of card. This was originally from a 3x4 card that I cut apart as well. These are both 1/2 inch by 4 inches long, so 1/2 inch wide by 4 inches long. Then this piece right here is the leftover or the remaining part after I punched out all of the chipboard pieces from this kit. I actually have an idea to use this as frames. So I printed 12 photos of leaves that I found out in our backyard. I printed them 1 inch wide by 1 inch wide by 1.25 inches tall. And then those are going to go inside each of these oval shapes. So this will be a frame. My idea is to try and do some jelly printing with to do some printing with my jelly plate. There we go. And I'm going to try and do that on top of this so I can cover up the white and make it maybe more of this creamy brown color. We shall see how that goes. So that is going to be one half. The other half, I already have some journaling on here. I'm going to use these leaves from the stamp set from this November kit right here to create a pattern on the side. I have a chipboard piece that I'm thinking about using. And then I did pull out the October memories. So this is from last month's Stories by the Month kit, because this is a story that I'm telling about the current day, which is in October. So it just didn't feel right to put the November memories on top. So that's why it says October. So what I'm going to do is put you guys on fast forward and get this all put together. And then once everything is done, we will slow back down and close out for the day. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so jumping into this spread for today, the first thing I'm going to do is work on the right hand of the spread where there's going to be all of the stamping. It does take me a second to figure out, like, do I want to start with painting or do I want to start with stamping? I end up starting with stamping. So I'm going to grab over my Sizzix Stamper Secret Weapon. This is just a stamping platform that I like to use when I'm doing a lot of repeat stamping. I do know for a fact that the Sizzix, this specific Sizzix brand of stamp pad is no longer being produced. So I do need to look up an alternative for you guys so that I have something else to suggest that you can actually get if you are looking for something like this. But what I'm going to do is take those leaf stamps and I just put them on two sides of one of my stamping blocks. I love to use this little circle. It's a 1 inch circle stamp block that fits these little stamps perfectly, which I definitely recommend when you are stamping with a smaller image. It's just going to help to make your impression much more even as you are working on your page. So I have the filled in stamp on one side, I have the outline stamp on the other side, and I'm just going to alternate with my inks, trying to build these clusters up using all of the different colors. So the colors that I'm using here, these are all Ali Edwards Crafters inks. I have the red that you see me using there is called Pendleton. The yellow is called Honeyman, and the green is Willamette. I chose those colors, red, green, and yellow, because to me that is kind of the fall leaf color in a nutshell. And since I am documenting leaves and I made sure to find leaves of all different colors today, I wanted to make sure to get as many of the different colors in there as possible. So I love, 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 love the way that this came together. I just think it is so pretty. So next, I'm going to use Otter Rock, which is Ali Edwards Crafters Ink Gray, to add my October memories up at the top. So that is going to become my title for this page. And then this side is essentially done. So I will, actually not yet, I'm going to date stamp it. I'm trying to remember to date stamp my projects, especially it's easier for me for whatever reason to remember to date stamp them if it's Project Life or if it's a traveler's notebook. The ones that I have a hard time remembering to do so are my story projects, but hopefully I can get it together and start doing that. So now I'm going to work on the left side. For this one, I'm going to start by placing that leaf pattern at the top and at the bottom. I did cut this paper to be a little bit shorter than it is in the book. So I cut it at 4 inches wide by 8 inches tall, but a traveler's notebook is actually 8¼ inches tall. So since I'm using papers and layering them, I'm just going to add those onto the page to add the extra 1/4 inch by doing it a little bit higher on the top and a little bit lower on the bottom. Then once I had the leaf pattern on there, the next thing I did was add that orange polka dot pattern right on top of the brown leaf. Then I will be able to add this right into the middle once I get it done. So now I'm going to set everything to the side and pull out all of my jelly plate materials. So for this, I just use a grocery bag to help protect my surface. Then I have the jelly plate there, which is just like, it's just like a silicone mat, basically, that you're going to put acrylic paint down onto, and then you'll use the brayer, which is to my right there, to spread the paint around and do, like for this one, I'm going to mix the color up. Sometimes I like to leave it a little bit less mixed so that you get more of the tones of different colors. This one, I'm just trying to build a color that gives me that taupey, grayish brown that is in the card. So I tried this one first, and I'm just going to add a little bit on a card, compare it to the page there, and it's a little too pink. So then I'm going to add some more brown into it, see if that will help it. I will do another layer, I think, maybe not, of paint on that card. Maybe I don't. But then I added some more brown. I'm just trying to get this to at least a tone that works with the card. Once I have it where I like it, I'm going to take that excess, so it's like the circles, I don't even know what to call that, the chipboard negative portion, right? I'm going to put it upside down inside the paint, pull it back up, and set it to the side to dry. I did go ahead and make a bunch of prints with the leftover paint that was on there, but I just took that out of the film since it's not really to do with this spread per se. So this is what it's going to look like on there. The cool thing about this is I did not intend for it to come out looking like bark or wood of a tree, but it does. And that is like ridiculously cool. I love it. So I trimmed out all of those little leaf photos there, and I'm just arranging them so that the reds aren't all right next to each other and the greens aren't all right next to each other. Then, and here's the beauty, like the beauty of using this negative portion of the chipboard, it has a sticker back. So all I have to do is peel down the sticker and then place it on top of the photo and press it down, and the photo will stick to it because it is a sticker. So I don't have to like fussy cut anything out. I don't have to add adhesive to anything. It's already there. I just literally stick it down. So I left all this in here because for me, it's just fun to watch it, I think. And it's crazy to me how fast this goes because the back is adhesive. Now, when you're doing this, you do need to make sure to set everything else to the side so that when you press it down onto one of your pictures, you're not accidentally getting, sticking it on another photo at the same time. So I do have to stay pretty conscious of where all of my photos are at so I don't accidentally stick one where I don't want it to go. There we go. So that gets all of my photos in the frames. And seriously, how cool does that look? Like, that looks so amazing. I just love it. So at first I was just going to see if the adhesive that was on the back of it, whatever was remaining, if that would be enough to hold it down. Ultimately, I just felt like it wasn't going to be good enough. So I do pull it back up and I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back just to make sure it's extra secure. I am using the Tombow Mono multi-matte liquid glue, I think is what it's called. It's one that I've used for a very long time. A bottle goes like a super long way. So I feel like I've had this one bottle for almost 2 years now. But I love it. I think it works really great. I do want to try out a different type of glue, the Scotch Tacky glue, just to see because I know it's cheaper. But this one works really well also. It is what I use for all my stuff. It just, when it gets on stuff, it is very hard to get it off, like off of your hands or off of your surface, all that stuff. So then the last thing I did here was just really debate on this chipboard. I put it there, I take it off, I put it back on, I take it back off because I like it, but I also don't like it. So ultimately, I decide to set it to the side and use it for something else later. And then I'm just going to add this into my traveler's notebook. So I put some 1/8 inch score tape all over the back of it, so just around the perimeter and in the middle to help hold it onto the page really well. I like to use score tape when I'm adding pages into notebooks like this because to me it is the stickiest tape and one that I feel the most secure with it lasting on the page. So I added that one there, and then I'm going to add the next one in. My notebook is not sewn together yet. I wait until I have all of my pages in here to do that because it makes it so much easier to work with when I'm doing pages like this. So I'm going to put it all back together, clip it all up, and then that is going to be it for this week's or this particular spread. I super love it. I don't know who first did the chipboard thing, but gosh, they were brilliant and thank you. All right, friends, that finishes our spread for today. I think this came out super cool. I love the way that this jelly printing makes this little frame thing look almost like wood, which is really cool because I was taking pictures of leaves and it just makes all kinds of sense to me. Love the way that the stamping came together. I just think that the spread is really super cool and a fun way to document a 12 by 12 or a 12 of 12 type of day. I hope that this video helps to inspire you to use your products in different ways. Think about cutting your cards apart, think about making your own patterns, and even using some of that packaging that you have left over. This, I'm sure I've said it before, but I want to say it again. This was not my original idea. I actually saw somebody else do this a long time ago. And ever since I saw it, you guys, I'm going to pull this out from the side here. I have been saving my chipboard, any chipboard that I thought would make cool frames. I have been saving it ever since and have never actually pulled the trigger and done it. So now I'm really excited by this and it makes me want to do it again. So maybe this will just be the way I do my 12 of 12 documenting always. All right, you guys, so that is going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty videos. I will be back again tomorrow with my Project Life spread for the week, so I hope to see you then. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.